Going on except for mock draft. So we're going to go over the latest mock draft from Mel Kiper Jr., Todd McShay, and Peter Schrager. Who do they got the Lions taking? Is it realistic? Is it BS? Is it smoke? Is it for real? I'm going to give you my thoughts on this one because we're getting really close to draft. Each day passes, one day closer. Cannot wait to get to it so we can stop talking about mock drafts and get into the real NFL draft and real players the Lions are going to select. So I'm real excited for it. Again, if you don't know, we're going to be live at the Soaring Eagle Casino on draft night. Myself, Everything King, Dosa Dion, Herman Moore, Chrissy Zavakar. Where it's going to be epic. We're going to have a stage set. We're going to be on TV. Come there, enjoy it with us. We'll take pictures. You can sign autographs with Herm. There's going to be a lot of giveaways. It's going to be an epic, epic Thursday night. But before we get into today's video, if you are not a Detroit Lions fan and you're watching this bad boy, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because I talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And it's 24/7, off-season as well. Every single day, well, 6 days a week, you're going to get content until it is game day. Then that's pretty much 7 days a week. So make sure you get that done. Without further ado, let's get this thing going. And yes, here we are doing the mock draft. This is on All Lions Fan Nation. You can find this right now. Again, though, this is the McShay Kiper mock draft. They put the players that they want in there, so we're going to go over those players. Tell me, how much do you like mock drafts, win the offseason? 1 being you hate them, 10, you're excited about them all offseason. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, 1 through 10. Me, I do like mock drafts. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's fun. But let's go ahead and get into this bad boy really quick. Kiper mock draft. The first selection that they got here is Tyree Wilson at 6. This is an absolute realistic possibility that this could happen. Tyree Wilson is coveted by the Detroit Lions. I don't think it's smoke. I don't think it's BS. I think it's legitimate that they want to get a player such as Tyree Wilson. So I think it's real. And look, they want to get these young bookends for Aiden Hutchinson, finish the defensive line. He seems like he will be there. Now, there's a lot of smoke, and it could be possible that the Houston Texans take Will Anderson. If that does occur, there is a slight possibility Tyree Wilson may not be there. It's possible. But if Will Anderson is gone, Tyree Wilson is edge number 2. The Lions would like to get a guy to get to the passer but help stop the run. That's more of his game. Again, injury concerns. Is his ability to stay healthy throughout a season? So let's continue on here with the number 2. They got Calijah, Cancey here at 18. Absolute realistic possibility. We have a big need at defensive tackle. No doubt about it. The Lions need to fix that position. And we got Levi Onwuzurike, but you can't depend on him. We got Isaiah Buggs, but he's a rotational player. We got Aleem McNeil. He's our number 1 DT right now, but he's more of the run stuffer, not more of the pass rushing type. Calijah Cancey, smaller defensive tackle, thinner. He's all about getting to the passer, not great in the run game. And if he's available at 18, I think that's an absolute possibility the Lions could do that. Again, he's got the same frame as Aaron Donald. I'm not saying he's Aaron Donald. That would be ridiculous. But remember that Brad Holmes did draft. Aaron Donald was a part of it. And they took a risk on a smaller defensive tackle, an interior guy. So, and if you look at our defensive line, we already know this. We've talked about it. It's universal. They put players in and out. When it comes to Joshua Pascal and Aiden Hutchinson and Romeo Okwara, they're flushing guys all over the place on this defensive front. So I do think this is an absolute realistic possibility. Other players they could look at here, Osiris Torrance, guard, Florida. They do need a guard. Bijan Robinson, if he's available, and one of the defensive backs, whether it be Devon Witherspoon or a Christian Gonzalez or any of those guys, a Joey Porter Jr. that's available. That's kind of the route I think they're going to go in that realm of players. Let's continue on here. And they got Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back there from Alabama. He is a smaller, faster running back, more of the Javid Best type of running back. He's a player that's not the thicker guy. He's not an every down back, in my opinion, but he's that game breaker, big-time playmaker, that Alvin Kamara type of running back that's going to give you a speed element to this offense. If they do go ahead and draft Jahmyr Gibbs in round 2 at pick 48, to me that spells the end of DeAndre Swift in Detroit, because he literally does what DeAndre Swift does. That is his role. He's more reliable for sure, and he would be great in the pass game. And that's what DeAndre Swift does. He's good in the pass game. So if we do go Gibbs, I would suggest that DeAndre Swift potentially could be traded before the trade deadline. I've talked about endlessly how I don't think it'd be a smart idea because you're not getting much out of him, but you're literally getting a DeAndre Swift type of player. It's that type of player. So it'd make sense if they got a Jahmyr Gibbs to get rid of Swift at some point. I personally don't want that to happen. I think when you're trying to run and win the NFC North, you want to have all your weapons on standby due to injuries and such. But let me know so far what your grade is for this Mel Kiper McShay mock draft, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue on here. They got Drew Sanders, linebacker, pick 55. Love this selection here. This would be an absolutely great pick. I don't know if he's going to be available at pick 55. That seems like a stretch to me. There's a lot of linebackers, and I can absolutely see a run late in the first round and early in the second round on all these linebackers. We're talking Jack Campbell, Trenton Simpson. We're talking Hanley, Drew Sanders. Noah Sewell is more of a third-round prospect. But I can see a run on that, and that would make it a possibility that Drew Sanders would not be available at 55 because it's more of a back-end second-round pick. It's just hard for me to believe that he would be there at that selection, but if you did get him, that would be an amazing pick, and I would have to give it an A. We need a linebacker in a big way. He's a damn good one. You know, the linebackers right now are it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1A, 1B type of players. They're all very similar, but different type of aspects they bring to their game. So if he would be the third linebacker taken off the board, it doesn't mean he's the third worst. And it all depends on fits as well. Trenton Simpson is completely different from a Jack Campbell, who's completely different from a Hanley, who's different from a Drew Sanders. So it's pick your poison with which one you want to get. I would be fine with anyone. I just think that we really need an upgrade at linebacker. This would be a solid selection for Detroit. Let's continue on here. They go tight end, Luke Schoonmaker here at 81. I'm not a fan of this. That's too high for me for a tight end. We need interior offensive line. I get it. There's a lot of good tight ends in this year draft. I get it. I know that it could be a value pick, right? Because they're so talented at tight end. But at the same time, I think interior offensive line would be a better spot here because it's actual need. We can't rely on Big V. We can't rely on Graham Glasgow. You got to have a guy who can step in and make sure this offensive line doesn't go to hell quick. It's a question mark. We don't have question marks at tight end. We don't. We got 3 guys that can get the job done. Do we have guys on the offensive line that can get it done? It's a question mark. I don't think you can rely on any of these guys. And I like Glasgow, but the dude's not the long-term answer here at guard for the Detroit Lions. He's not, young like he was in Detroit the first time around. Big V's been injured, so I would go guard here at this spot. Tight end to me is just not something I'm ready to say, let's go ahead and draft one in round 3. Let's continue on here. This is with Schrager's mock draft, and he's got Jalen Carter here going number 6. I don't see this happening. I do not believe Jalen Carter is going to be a Detroit Lion. Everything that I've heard, everything that I've seen from this regime suggests that Jalen Carter's not going to be the pick. He's talented. He absolutely is. But the red flags are enormous. And I don't believe that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want to have a guy that you have to have question marks about his motivation to play the game. Came into his pro day, 9 pounds overweight, couldn't fish drills. Does that sound like a Detroit Lion, a Dan Campbell type of player? It just doesn't. It doesn't to me. So I don't think it's really realistic. Joey Porter here at 18. Love the selection here. This is absolutely realistic. If he's available, it definitely could be a selection. I know we're good at the DB position, but after this year, we don't got any, really. We got Chase Lucas. We got Sutton. And that's about it. So you need to have a guy back there for going forward. I like Joey Porter Jr. I think he's a kick-ass cornerback. Again, it's just like the linebacker position. It's pick your poison, which one you want. Christian Gonzalez, he's good on the outside. He's a good man coverage corner. Devon Witherspoon's more of a hitter. He's more of a kneecap biter. Joey Porter Jr. is a mix of all. So I think this would be a really solid selection. He could be available at 18. There could be a run, though, at corners. Maybe we're talking like 10 through 11. That's where it really could start. You could see a little bit of a run there. But it's very possible that one of these guys is available at 18, and that would be a good pick for the Detroit Lions. Okay, that's it. So there's no more selection. Schrager just did the first round there. Grade Schrager's mock draft there, A, B, C, D, or F. Look, I like Jalen Carter. I just don't think it's happening. I want to be realistic to you guys. So that's my thought on that there. But let me know your grade on this bad boy. We got videos dropping every single day, and get ready for that. Some videos, and I'm sure it's going to be more mock drafts, mocking the mock, talking about it. I will do a final mock draft next week of what I think will happen. It's not what I'll do, it's what I think will happen. Then we'll get into that. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. It does help out. Get ready for that event on draft night. With that said, folks, adios.